Good morning. Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. So, this is Let's Get Acquainted. And it's the theme for this month is National Intergenerational Month. So, that's what we're going to be discussing. I have to say that my guest, Shirley Powell from the UK, was not able to come on at this time, so we had to reschedule. Things like that happen, and that's okay. I've learned to roll with the punches, and so I decided to come on. I invited a guest. I hope she'll be able to come in. Uh, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And so I'm going to be discussing uh, different talking points concerning why the National Intergenerational Month and why it was established and what it's all about, and how we can maybe work some of these things into our lives in order to help bridge the gap between generations. And so that's basically what it's all about. And I want to go ahead and kind of get started here because I'm not going to be before you long. This is not the regular time that I usually go live with this program. This program is usually on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. But because I have certain people that watch and they're in other countries, the time that I'm on in the evening is in the middle of the night for them. And so I decided that I would do an international one Thursday, the third Thursday being the international show, which comes on earlier, and then they're able to come on as guests if they want to, or be able to at least come in and watch the broadcast live versus catching the replay. So thank you for coming in. As you do come in, make sure that you share this broadcast out, tag someone, and also participate in the discussion. It's not just me talking at you. And because I don't have anyone on here just yet, I might have a pop up guest, and I'm hoping so. But in the meantime, also participate in the conversation by posting in the comments. And as you post in the comments, I can see who you are and see what you have to say. And so, and let me know also as you comment, let me know where you're coming in from. I'm in the Chicagoland area here in the United States, and I'd like to know where you're coming in from and where you be. So let's see. Did I have any before I get started? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And I already welcomed you, and I wanted to just give you a little bit about this month. And so this is oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this was established in 1987 by the Fountain Institute. It's a 501c3 non-for-profit organization with a board of trustees and was formed by Sandy Kramer, a Colorado Springs attorney, to research intergenerational issues. And I found that interesting. The resulting research identified the need to set aside a time each year. Excuse me if I'm looking off, but I'm trying to read this small writing on my phone. To set aside a time each year to focus on intentionally connecting generations to better communicate age-related gratitude and needs. And this is something I imagine as an attorney, she had seen a thing or two in the courtroom. Oh, okay. Thank you for coming in. I'm so glad to have you with me. Say hi, Miss Gooden. It's Funky coming in from Canada. Exactly. I love it. Love it. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you. Okay. So one of their main things that they had on their website was please participate to make the strength of each generation meet the needs of all generations. And that is really what this is all about. we all matter, no matter what age we are. You know, we sometimes we're concerned about the color, where your nationality, where you're from, and you know, your sexual orientation and all of these things. But age is a real issue, and there's a gap between generations. And we need to do what we can to bridge that gap, to to you know, have those kind of conversations with other people and other generations so that we can better understand. And like it says here, so that the strengths, to make the strengths of each generation meet the needs of all generations. Because even though we have things that are different, because you know, each generation, you coming through a different time and space, uh, as far as things that are going on in your world as you're growing older, as you're growing up from your childhood to your youth, your young adult stage, your grown adult stage, as well as when you start becoming a senior. There are things that are different, but there's so many things where we really are alike. And so, if you have, how can I say, if you have relationships, you know, where you're really bridging the gap with someone of another generation, whether it's Gen X or Gen, what they got, Gen X, Gen C, or maybe in the elders, the seniors. Maybe you could put in there X, Z, or SR for senior. Is that too much? Because we really can connect with each other and show what our strengths are in order to help those in other generations, different from us, learning to understand each other. I love, that's why I do this show. Let's get acquainted. Let's get acquainted. That's what they're asking here for the intergenerational month. Get acquainted with those around you, those that may be different in different generations than you. You know, if you only just stick to people your age, you know, that cause you to miss some of the strengths that could be added to your life because of the strengths in other people in different age groups. You know, when we used to go to um, the senior homes for prayer and just a time of hanging out with them and spending time with them, I used to think, you know what? Sometimes I would just really enjoy hearing the stories, but sometimes they would get me, and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. They would be talking to me about their son or daughter, and just going on, and I'm all in the conversation. I'm all in listening and everything, and then they'll show me a picture, and it's a movie star, you know, and I'm like, oh, you got me on this one here. But still, you know, when you get to the point where you can sit and ask questions and find out. I had a beautiful conversation with the elder of our church. Her mother, she since went on to be with the Lord. But one Sunday, we were having something after church, and her mother had come to support and fellowship. And I was sitting in the sanctuary. Everybody else was in the back in the room where we have meals and break bread together. And her mother came up to where I was, and she sat down, and we just kind of sat there not saying anything. Just, and it was, I think we had some music playing. And then I decided, you know, she's always so quiet and, you know, so sweet, but I'm gonna ask her about her life as a young woman. And at first she was a little reluctant, but then as she opened up and she could tell I wasn't trying to make fun or anything like that. I really just wanted to know what kind of, you know, what was her young adult like? What was it like when you met your husband? Because they had been married for over 50 years, maybe 60 years together, you know, with the same man. I had questions to ask. And it was such a beautiful conversation. And she found herself at some point just being all giddy. That the young adult was just like oozing out of her. And I was like, wow, that is so beautiful. I wish I had caught it parts of it on camera, at least taking pictures of it, of our time together. But it was really so beautiful. And, we need each other. We need to be concerned about each other. And it doesn't hurt, right, to just have a conversation. So I'm just going on right here. Let me go ahead into some of the, what happened? Oh, okay. Let's see here. So some of the main points that they had is why is let me I'm sorry. Why is intergenerational month important? Okay, so when we talked about, well, I was just talking about conversations. Number one, conversations equal learning, learning about each other, learning about the past from someone who lived the past further back than you were born. That is just so amazing to me. Even the seniors that learn about the younger people today and how they think. What's going on in your mind? Why do you guys do this or do that? What is that all about? Show me how this works or whatever. Those conversations equal learning. Like I said, learning about each other or learning about history from somebody who lived that history further back than you were born, or maybe you was a kid when they were an adult and you get a chance to ask questions from them and find out what it was like for them. Sometimes some of the stories are so hard. I found that some seniors, because of their life being a hard time or bad things that happen, they don't want to discuss it. They don't want to talk about it. And so you can't push them beyond where they're comfortable with that. But uh, it is so great when you can engage in those type of lively discussions, conversation where you're showing genuine love for each other, where I'm not trying to make fun of you, I'm not trying to make light of your life, but I really just want to know, what was it like, or what is it like? Help me to understand. That's a part too of relating to each other. When we can do that, we can have more compassion. We can have more compassion and more love for each other. It wouldn't. There's such a disconnect. And if you agree that there's such a disconnect, put a one in the comment. Even to my replay viewers, show some love there. If you believe that, because I believe that there's such a disconnect because we don't communicate like we should. We don't communicate enough for it to make impact. You hear that word impact thrown around a lot, but impact is when it really affects someone, when it really penetrates their heart, their space, their space that they live in. You know, you wanna be impactful. You want your life. I can say it. You want your life, but I want my life to make impact upon others, whether they're generations ahead of me or generations that are coming behind me. And that takes reaching out. Even like we did, when we go out witnessing on the street with the church, you don't know who you're going to encounter, and it doesn't matter whether you're not just seeking. So I'm only going to talk to men, or I'm only going to speak to women. I'm only going to speak to the young people. I'm only going to speak to people that are older and don't look scary to me. Or sometimes even those people that look kind of scary, that may be younger, when you just come to them and tell them, hey, how you doing? Just genuinely, I found that they open up as well. And so, yeah, conversations lead to learning, and that takes time. That takes time, and some people don't always want to take that kind of time. But that's what this month is about. National Intergenerational Month is to take time. Take that time to get to know someone or know about somebody. It could be somebody you go to church with. that you never had a conversation with. You see each other every Sunday and you just say, praise the Lord, and pass by each other. Could be somebody you work with, it could be your next door neighbor. I have those conversations with my neighbors sometime across the fence, the back in the backyard. Just trying to get to know each other, and know, that we're there for each other. And I'm not somebody that's scary, and she's not somebody that's scary to me. It just makes, when you can be neighborly, and that doesn't happen so much in America, or even, I want to say, up north, where people are so open like that. But let it start with you. Let it start with you, where you will begin to bridge that gap, one person at a time. I'm not telling you to go out and try to talk to everybody everywhere, but for those that you those opportunities, when you see that opportunity to do so, take it. You'll be the better for it, and the person that you're talking with will be the better for it as well. That's one bridge, the one gap that'll be closed up. So the second point that they have, uh, that they want us all to be mindful of, is to bust the stereotypes. We can, when it comes to generations, you say, well, that generation, they all like this. This generation, they all like that. This generation, they just disrespectful. They don't care about people, and they all alike. Or they've gotten older people that's over 60 or over 70. They're this way or that way. And we can't count everybody out under the same stereotype, like it's done when they say, well, all black people are this way, or all Hispanic people are that way, or you know in the same point of being concerning our generations, we can't count everybody out. Everybody's not the same, you know and so that's what I found in just having simple conversations with people, started with a smile or a hello. I have found those sometimes those conversations go places like, oh wow, I didn't know I was going to get all of that. And sometimes I hear the people say, you know what, I have never thought I was going to be telling anybody this story, or I never, let alone somebody I don't hardly know. But I love moments like that because it helps to get to learn something, learn about, somebody else, or learn about their stories. I talked to a lady who was on my broadcast. I interviewed her. She came on the show a couple of months ago. But what was so amazing was after the interview, I think we were still on backstage for like an hour and a half. Her life was just so amazing to me. The stories that she was sharing, I was just like, wow, you have really lived a full life. You need to write a book about it. She said, that's what everybody tells me, you know, but it was just really, really good. I didn't mind spending that time because she was a generation ahead of me, and hearing her stories was inspiring. I learned a thing or two, and it was just a good time. And so, it takes time to do these type of things. It's going to take a little bit of your time so that you can help to bust stereotypes. You don't want to just lock all people in one generation under a certain banner because that's what they say. We all know the infamous they. We don't have to succumb to that. We can get to know people because everybody's not alike. That's the number 2 point. Number 1 point was we want to do intergenerational conversations because they help us to learn. And then we're talking about busting the stereotypes. The third point that they had that I wanted to, well, actually, there's 4 points here. It leads to unlikely friendships. You never know who you can become friends with, and that you may have counted out because they're not in the same generation as you, or maybe they're a generation or two difference either way. And you think, oh, I don't know that person, or they too old, they don't want to be around me, or I don't want to be around, hang around them. But you know what? People are people. People got hearts and minds and love to share and stories. I just love hearing people's stories. And so that's what this program is all about. Let's get acquainted. And it's every Thursday at 6 p.m. except for third Thursdays when I do it at 11 o'clock a.m. to give platform to my international guests. And so I've had, well, I had to reschedule a young lady from Africa, two Shirleys. It was Shirley um, Murphy from Africa, Nigeria. We'll reschedule her, and then I'll reschedule for this Shirley Powell, who was coming in from the UK. And I did have a young man, an evangelist, that came on from Pakistan. I might have to have him back on again because his connection was kind of shaky at that point. But I was glad to have him on, and just to learn about what's happening in other parts of the world. You know, even though they're in other parts of the world, they still go through some of the same things we go through here. You know, or those things that are different, we get to talk about it and see what their different perspectives are on any given topic, and it's based on their experiences, where they live, you know, and it could be their culture. And so, yeah, you can have some unlikely friendships just by having a simple conversation, opening yourself up to learn about other generations, and not only for them to you to learn from them, but they can learn from you as well. We all have something that we can give to another generation, positive. We're talking about giving positive energy, positive knowledge that they can use for their lives. And then, so, okay, that was my last point, the stereotypes and the learning, and then unlikely friendships. And so that's what I'll be discussing on next Thursday, but it will be at 6 p.m., 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on the Let's Get Acquainted show. And I have, uh, okay, I have a guest scheduled for that thing, for that show that should be really great, and we'll get a chance to discuss these talking points and get her perspective on these topics. And so I want to thank you for coming in. I want to let you know that I am, as you know, I'm the Vibrant Life Coach. Vibrant Life Coach, a certified lymphology expert. And so what I do is to help women, busy women leaders, 40 plus, over that age, of a certain age, 40 plus, to gain strategies to get their life back from the effects of stress and anxiety. There are things that you can do that can help you to have more energy, more clarity of mind, more peace, more sleep, you know, better sleep, better health, more vitality in your life, that'll help you to show up at a more optimal level in your life, in your business, for your family, for your, you know, just for yourself. And if that's something that is a problem to you, or you find that you don't have the energy that you used to have, you're not able to sleep soundly like you used to do. You got so many things that are going on that are causing your mind to not stop, not allow you to gain that peace that you need. You know, you can reach out to me. I have 5 spaces open for coaching, and so you can reach out to me. I wanted to get my uh, let me see. I want to get my link so that you can reach out to me for a clarity call, a free 20-minute clarity call. But right now, I'm open to take on five five clients. And so, if this is something that you need, or you know somebody, this is the type of change, this is the kind of impact they need. Strategies. They need strategies to get their life back. You know, it's like being on uh, a wheel that's just turning and turning and turning, and you just want to get off. It's too much. You need to regroup, reset, you know, and be revitalized. that is what I do, and that's how I can help those women, busy women leaders, because I know what that's like. We take on so much because we can do a lot. You can do a lot, and maybe you do a lot, but you need to take time for yourself. You need to find out how you can make it all work so that you're not uh, overwhelmed in your life. Because when you're overwhelmed, that's going to frustrate your peace and your health. And I'm here to tell you, you got the power to help your body, mind, and spirit to help you have a more vibrant life. And having a vibrant life to me means being able to be who you need to be, do what you want to do, those things that you love, and still have your peace and your health intact. Because when your peace is impacted in a negative way, it's going to affect your health in a negative way. And then it's going to just spoil out to every other area of your life. And so this is something that I do on a regular basis. And I would love to have a conversation, that conversation with you to find out if we would be a good fit. I have Vibrant Life Solutions that can help you in your life. And so you can reach out there on the link is there is bit.ly/ speak with Hillary, bit.ly/ speak with Hillary. Let's have that conversation. Share the link to someone else that you know needs to have this kind of conversation. And I, would be glad to have that talk with them. And so again, I'm here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. I also have a show on Tuesdays. That show is the Vibrant Good Health Show. Having a vibrant life is so important to me. And I want to share that with whoever, feels like that's what they need in their lives too. Vibrant life, being able to again, be who God called you to be, doing the things He called you to do, and being able to also do your life, you know, having fun and doing the things that you love to do without stress, being overstressed and overwhelmed and not being able to enjoy what you do. Okay. And so that's every Tuesday. That's at 6 p.m. 7 p.m. I think it's saying over there 7 and let's see, does it say 7? No, that's right, 6 p.m. What do I have there? Because I think I changed the time for the Bible Good Health Show. It'll be 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and that's Central, and 7 to 8 Eastern. So join me there. On that show, I talk about all things to help you, to help your body, help you to have a more vibrant life. Because there are so many things that you can do as a responsibility to your body. The body will naturally do what it is intended to do when the conditions are right. So when you get enough sleep, when you drink enough water, when you move your body, when you do those things that God intended for us to do for the body will give you that burst of energy that you need. Not just a burst, but energy that's lasting, help you to have better sleep and all those things that I talked about before. Absolutely. And as a key component, as a lymphologist, I'm dealing with the lymphatic system, always teaching around what you can do to activate and maintain a healthy lymphatic system. You will find that because it's connected to all the other systems of the body, when you take care of your lymphatic system, you're going to have better health. You're going to have more peace in your life. And so it's just inevitable. So watch me every Tuesday for the Vibrant Good Health Show, here every Thursday for Let's Get Acquainted. If you would like to be on the show, you can just direct message me. If you're watching this on YouTube, put it in the comments, and make sure on YouTube, go out to my YouTube page, people, and subscribe to my page. subscribe there at Hillary Gooden for on YouTube. I would love that. And also, if you're not following me, if it just kind of came up in your feed, you're not following me here on the Facebook page, then make sure that you follow me as well, so that you'll get the notifications when the program comes on again and again and again. I'd love to see you in the place. So thank you again. And again, this was my international show. That's why I said 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard every third Thursday. And this is the show that I generally would have a guest from somewhere outside of the United States. So join me again next week. And until then, help your body help you live a more vibrant life.